Hey, how's it going today, YouTube? This is Mr. Whitemare coming back at you with another cool Yu-Gi-Oh video. And, well, maybe not a cool Yu-Gi-Oh video today, but probably more of an unfortunate one, because these are 3 stories about how I got scammed in my short career doing Yu-Gi-Oh at the time. Now I've been doing it for a while, but at the time, I was pretty new to it. So anyhow, we'll just go ahead and jump right in. The very first story revolves around Gladiator's Assault. So this box came out in 2007, and at the time I was not collecting because I was taking a break. But then probably around 2014 I got back into it, and big fan of zombies, and this set featured one of the most iconic zombies of that time, and it's called Necroface. Just a really quick demonstration. So this is Necroface, first edition from this set. I did not pull this card from this box, as you will find out soon, but it was probably maybe 7 years later after this box that I did end up buying this, and it was a relatively expensive card, but I'm really happy to have it. But I just had to give some context to show you that this was the reason why I got this Gladiator's Assault box. So anyhow, I got this box on eBay, and at the time I think they were going for around $500 on average, and I saw this one sitting there for, I don't know, about $350. So I thought, hey, you know, pretty good price, seller has okay feedback, let's go ahead and go for it. So I purchased it, and when it showed up I was ecstatic. I could not wait to open it, and so I cracked it open. 12 packs in, nothing. 10 packs more later, nothing. No hollows whatsoever. And on the 23rd pack, I finally got a hollow. And it was an ultra rare Security Orb. And for anyone out there that knows Yu-Gi-Oh, Security Orb is not the best card to get. So out of 24 packs, I got 1 hollow. So I was freaking out. So the first thing that I did was I went over to YouTube to check out other Gladiator's Assault boxes. And yeah, nobody had a box like mine. There were some dud boxes, or what were considered dud boxes, that had like maybe 4 or 5 hollows in it, but I didn't see a single one that had 1. So then, you know, looking back at it, I've been reading some things online. People were saying, you know, was the box, did it look like it was tampered with? How was the shrink wrap on it? And so then I remembered when I was, before I opened the box, I just noticed that the shrink wrap was a little loose on it, and then even on the edges right here, it was kind of bunched up, kind of like just really, really thickly bunched up along the side. And then there was even, just looking back on it, I should have known, but there was a line that just went straight across. And yeah, so it was definitely resealed. And then at the time, I didn't know anything about scaling, where they, you know, take out the packs and then they weigh them, and the ones with hollows tend to weigh more, so they pull those, put other packs in there that weigh less, and then boom, you have a box full of nothing. So anyhow, I contacted the seller and told him that, you know, this box didn't seem right, seemed repackaged. He didn't get back to me. I then threatened action against him via eBay, nothing. So then I contacted eBay, told them what happened. They said, did you open it on video? I said, no, I just bought a box, I'm a new collector. They said, oh, if you didn't open it on video, if you don't have any proof, then we can't do anything for you, sorry. You're SOL. So when it came down to it, I spent $350 on a box and got 1 ultra rare Security Orb, then a bunch of commons and some rares. So, and what's funny too is that this is the only box I've ever opened up of this set, and this is it. This is the one that that screwed me all those years ago. So, and I still have a bunch of pack fresh commons inside too, so I've gotten over it at this point, but at the time, man, I couldn't be more pissed. So, first story, Gladiator's Assault, screw that guy. Second story, a little bit shorter. This is a Starlight Rare Gorgon, Empress of the Evil Eye, and I think it's just terrific artwork. It's just badass. And this came out in Chaos Impact back in, I think, 2018-ish, somewhere around there. And yeah, second set that featured Starlights, and so at the time, people were just obsessed with Starlights, and that included myself. So again, I'm a collector, so I was just looking around on eBay, and found this card, and in the pictures it was a Starlight Rare. There was like, I think 3 pictures. You could see kind of that the Starlight prismatic kind of finish on it. No questions about it. Seller feedback looked good. Didn't think twice. Price was about $100. Going rate was 140. So screw it. Let's go for it. I'll buy a Starlight. So I buy it. It shows up about a week later, and the guy sent me a super rare copy of Gorgon. And yeah, again, immediately pissed. So I contacted him and said, hey, I ordered a Starlight and you listed it as a Starlight, but I got a super rare. So the guy responded, and he was kind of snarky, and he said, hey, I gave you what was in the picture. And I said, no, in your pictures it looks like a Starlight. You gave me a super. Do you even freaking know the difference between a Starlight and a super? He didn't get back to me. So yeah, so I contacted eBay, and no, actually I threatened to him that I was going to contact eBay, and then he actually did promptly respond after the threat, and he said, okay, fine, I'll refund you, but in the future, you know, you need to understand what you're buying. You need to look at pictures more closely. I was like, whatever, dude, whatever. You're just trying to scam people. So I left him bad feedback, and you know, to warn people that he was trying to pull stuff, because he knew what he was doing. So anyhow, always remember Gorgon for that, and yeah, pretty unfortunate situation. And then the last one on the list, this one is the most recent. So it was about a PSA 9 Judgment Dragon that I had won in an auction on eBay. And obviously this is not the copy that we're talking about. This is one that I purchased actually a couple months ago. But the one in question, it was last summer, and I had found a PSA 9 on eBay. And yeah, I actually won it in an auction for about $300, which is an insane price for an Ultimate Rare Judgment Dragon from Turbo Pack 1. And I've been wanting this card for a really long time, because back in the day, I played Zombies, and then I had a friend that played Lightsworn, and he used to wreck me with this card. So I've always kind of had a weird nostalgic appreciation for it. So I don't know, I just really wanted it. And it's hard to find a good copy because people played the crap out of Lightsworns back then. And so it's hard to find a good condition one. And on TCG Player, they have like lightly played ones going for like $400 or $500. So to get a PSA 9 for that price was fantastic. So purchased it. Again, seller that I had bought from before, and he had good feedback, so I had really no questions. All seemed fine. So this is where it gets interesting. So for anyone that has ever ordered a card of this magnitude from the eBay Authentication Center, or from eBay, then it has to go through the Authentication Center first before it can come to you. And they're supposed to authenticate it to make sure that you're getting a legit card. So for me personally, I don't really like the Authentication Center because, for one, I don't really know if they even have credentials there or any kind of trading card experience. I don't know. I could be wrong. They could be legit, but I think it's just kind of a waste of time. And I'm even more jaded for what happened next. And so what happened next was the seller shipped the card to the Authentication Center. And then about 3 weeks later from purchase, I received the package in the mail from the Authentication Center. And I got notified too, saying that, oh, your card was authenticated, everything's good. So I get it in the mail, and I didn't actually get to open it for a couple days because I was busy with work and some other things. So I think about 2 or 3 days later, I finally opened it. It was just sitting on my desk for a while, and opened the package, and inside the package, eBay sends you your card in this like little plastic magnetized collector case. And so yeah, open up the cardboard box, which is about the size of this, and then I grabbed the collector case, opened it, and there was no freaking card in the collector case. It was empty. So they sent me a cardboard box with an empty collector case in it, and that was all. So I'm in complete disbelief, and so I'm sitting there just, you know, looking at every nook and cranny of the box, just being like, am I missing something? And I'm just being ridiculously hopeful that it's hiding in a corner or something. And I was just in complete disbelief. So yeah, so I contacted the seller, and then he told me that he couldn't do anything, not his problem, contact eBay. So I tried to email them, and then I didn't get a response. Emailed again, no response. So I was beginning to panic because I still paid $300 for this card. And so finally I'd been looking at some Reddit posts and Reddit forums, and so finally someone had said, hey, contact this number if you can't get a hold of eBay. So I called the number, left a voicemail, and then yeah, I got a hold of somebody finally, and talked to them. They sent me a bunch of electronic paperwork to fill out as to confirm that I'm not trying to scam them, which obviously I wasn't. So I filled all that out, got a call once all that was completed and submitted. This guy said, okay, we're gonna go ahead and refund you, you're all set. And I said, hey, just out of curiosity, does this happen very often where the authentication center steals a card or something, or misplaces a card? And he said, unfortunately, it does happen more than we'd like to admit. So I'm like, damn, that's insane. So that's why, to this day, not a fan of eBay authentication centers, because, yeah, just bad luck. So actually, this card I did buy on eBay, won it in an auction. It was a PSA 8, and I cracked it out. But this one did have to go through authentication as well. But luckily, everything was okay. But I was terrified that this one was going to get stolen too, because, yeah, just obviously with what happened with the first one. So anyhow, guys, there's 3 examples of how I got scammed during my Yu-Gi-Oh career, and I would be incredibly interested to know your thoughts on eBay authentication centers, any stories that you might have of getting scammed, sellers, you know, being jerks, whatever. And better yet, if you guys want to email me at mrwhitmare@gmail.com, I'd be more than happy to read your stories on the channel and give you a shout out afterwards. So I think it'd be fun. So anyhow, guys, I appreciate the time, and hopefully you could revel in the misery with me for a second and had some fun. But anyhow, guys, till next time, peace.